Hello people and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Deep Roy Chaudhary and I'm just a normal guy who talks about stuff that seems interesting and important to me. And today I'm going to talk about which source of energy or which source of renewable energy is the future. Yeah, which source of renewable energy is the future? Basically, a lot of people are saying that solar power is the future. Or wind power is the future. All these sources of renewable energy are the future. But can which source of energy is the possible future for the entire world, or the possible future source of power for the entire world? Depends on the fact as to which form of energy is adopted on a large scale by countries around the world. Right now, a lot of people would say that nuclear energy is the only form of renewable energy, or the only form of clean energy. I don't know whether you can say that it is. I'm pretty sure that it is renewable as long as the radioactive waste, the nuclear waste, is kept is disposed of safely. Then I'm pretty sure that the nuclear energy would not be a huge issue. But at the end of the day, no matter what you say, nuclear energy seems to be the most sensible thing, because I think something around more than 70% of all the power that is generated in France is generated from nuclear energy, and France has become a energy surplus nation, because it is now exporting its surplus energy that is being generated by its nuclear reactors, and it is selling it to other countries. So a lot of people would say that nuclear energy is the future as far as renewable energy, as far as clean energy is concerned. But of course, there is a problem of disposing of nuclear waste, and then there is the problem that of what if one of the nuclear reactors somehow malfunctions. We all remember the Fukushima nuclear disaster. The whole place has become inhospitable because radioactive material, or basically one of the nuclear reactors, if I can recollect correctly, one of the nuclear reactors had undergone a meltdown, something like that. Again, I'm not an expert. Just Google about the Fukushima nuclear disaster. You would know what I'm talking about. So basically, I think there was a tsunami, and that basically led to the nuclear reactor, or the nuclear power plant, nuclear reactor malfunctioning, because it got overloaded, or meltdown or something like that happened. Again, I'm not an expert. Don't take my word for this. But these kinds of nuclear accidents always have cast a shadow over future nuclear projects that countries might have in their plans for the future. But I would still say, if you ask me, my personal opinion, my uninformed layman's opinion, I'm not an expert, definitely not an expert in this topic, but I would say that at the end of the day, it would be better, right? It would be better if we can if we can stay away from nuclear energy, because nuclear energy, all that amount of nuclear waste that you have to dispose of. How are you going to how are you going to dispose of that? How are you going to store it safely at a place? And of course, if you can find a proper way to even salvage that nuclear waste for some useful purpose, and then convert that nuclear waste into some safe form of waste which is not radioactive at all. If you can do that, if we can do that, then of course will be no need to worry about nuclear waste that much. But that whole thing of Chernobyl, Fukushima, all these nuclear accidents that have happened, they always cast a shadow of doubt on future nuclear projects. And again, I'm not an expert on this issue, but even I would be kind of wary of future nuclear projects, I mean, if there is a nuclear power plant that is being built in close to the place where I live, within a 100 kilometer radius of where I live, or within a 10 kilometer radius of where I live, I would be kind of concerned, because what if something like Fukushima happens again in the power plant, in the nuclear power plant close to me, or close to my location. So that fear would always be there, in my opinion. So again, but people are saying that it is the more eco-friendly, the less it is the form of energy that emits less, that has less carbon emissions involved with it. But compared to solar power, because in case of solar energy, you have to manufacture those solar panels, you have to maintain those solar panels, you have to replace those solar panels from after every maybe 2 or 3, or maybe after every 4 or 10 years, whatever that time span is. But manufacturing solar panels, and the materials that we need for manufacturing those solar panels, mining for those materials, that also is not eco-friendly at all. So all these things have a certain amount of environmental cost that we have to pay for. So I can understand the argument that proponents of nuclear energy are proponents of nuclear energy have. But I would still say that maybe in the longer run, I think that solar power would be the more viable solution. I might be wrong. More on this in the next video. Until the next video, stay safe, goodbye, and God bless you. And please consider liking this video if you loved it. Please consider sharing this video with your friends and acquaintances, and please consider subscribing to my channel. That would help me a lot. Until the next video, stay safe. Stay safe, goodbye, and God bless you.